All right, might as well just kick this off. I'm actually having fun with this. I have a little extra time. Uh, all is well. Marl Mountains, I want to feature them both on request and because I will remind you, it's got to be 20% of all the points that I find are Marl Mountains. And that's fine because the top end stuff I get to keep and slide into my collection. I mean, some of this stuff is just mind blowing to me. So, I love the style, but I've realized, and this is why I'm doing this, that, and that give you a good look if I can hold it as still as possible. It has some great things to add to this video. That if I do this kind of thing, then I can make sure and work hard at not taking for granted something that for around here is very common, which is a Marl Mountain point. For all that you see here, again, 4 to 5 times this much I found in Marl Mountains that are feel great or what have you, and maybe not going to go into a frame. And there is a great possibility these will go into a frame, and a lot of you out there will laugh and say, yeah, Indian Trace putting a frame up, we'll see. These are digital frames, though. I mean, really, isn't this a digital frame? To me, it is. And so this is good stuff. Now, remember, and we'll see. We'll see if censorship happens. We're going to go around these points and check them out. The reason I said we'll see if censorship happens is that I know it's happening. We talked about that in terms of our First Amendment rights, which is me talking to you. There's not and it does have to be regulated a little bit. Nice point right here from Mecca. In that, a company that handles our communication can't tell me who I can call on the phone and who I cannot. They can't come and say, you can call your mother, but you can't call your father. You can talk to your mother and you can't talk to your sister. But that's really what they're doing, because they're telling us who we can and cannot talk to when it comes to the American public. So, that aside, First Amendment support always, and we'll move forward with huge pressure because the majority, they haven't understood not just the numbers of the majority out there that believes in the First Amendment and will support it, but they have not realized, they think because they think they're so techie and so smart that we don't have any intelligence. But I'm going to tell you one thing is for sure, they don't know the majority. I know that in North Carolina, 2 out of 3 households, for example, well, they have firearms. And here's one of my favorites. One of many. It's a great tactical weapon. And this is one of my absolute favorites. It's a Springfield Armory 1911. This Springfield Armory 1911, I love. It's one of my favorites. It's got a Coca-Cola grip. It's a nice gun. And this one, where if I can find it on here, I'll show you if it'll show up. Of course, it's a 1911, but wonder where they got it printed. Bear with me here, I'll find it. Another personal idea. This one was actually assembled in Brazil. And I did some work in Brazil, went down, and that's Springfield Armory. That's coming in good there. It's a great weapon, though. Works real well. Works real well. I don't know if I'm going to find it where they put it on here. It's bothering me right this second that I can't locate it. But nevertheless, absolutely great gun. Put that right there. Because we're going to be talking about, of course, the Second Amendment. Of course, it's I laugh, and many people, 50 million plus gun owners, and here's a great 230 grain jacketed hollow point. This gun handles well. And that's the kind of round it handles. Now, I could go with a full metal jacket, but the 230 grain jacketed hollow point's just fine. And this gun, I guess, has become a favorite for many people out there. I'll even carry this gun and conceal. It's not too big for me. I'm a pretty big guy, but it's just a great piece. The whole point about it is that we can't take that for granted either. Let's check these artifacts out. I did say something that to many Americans is a little offensive. I said, I don't know how any American is not pro-gun. Now, I understand many people out there have been hurt. Many people have been subjects to, sick individuals who have guns. But listen, the honest truth is it's really not about the gun or the weapon. It's about the heart. It's about the heart of the individual and the hater. And people who are evil will find a way to try to hurt you regardless. And when they decide within themselves that they're going to try to find a way to hurt you, what are you going to do to defend yourself? The people in the Second Amendment, where it's clearly written that the people, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Well, the people are not, and it does not and has never mentioned the people being the militia. It goes on to say a well-regulated militia can exist, and that is only a group of the people or groups of the people banding together, like in the American Revolution in 1776, banding together. But who were they? They were the people who had a right to keep and bear arms, and when they gathered together with their arms, they became the militia. It is not that you join a militia and then all of a sudden, oh, lo and behold, here you go, you have permission to bear arms. How stupid is that? Free, law-abiding, peaceful citizens have a right to keep and bear all arms. Doesn't matter what tactical weapon it is. That's not the point. It is not. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. I can leave that there for 500-600 years, and we've heard this argument. And this right here won't hurt anybody. Won't hurt a soul. Yeah, sick individuals. They get a hold of things. They get a hold of cars. They get a hold of planes. They get a hold of everything. Poisons, explosives, and I mean, come on. If a sick individual got a hold of a butter knife, are you going to try to ban butter knives? How stupid is that whole argument? Yes, there are weapons that make it easier for them to kill many people, but if we were right, if we were in the right head and mind frame and tactical readiness, we just take those individuals at the Pulse nightclub in Florida. You know how long he took walking around of his leisure, even on a phone, while he continued to exterminate people? When not one person in the club had a concealed carry weapon that could have put him down? Sorry. But together, I think we're going to make a huge difference in the Pulse. So I encourage you, go to the National Fire Academy and join. Go to Gun Owners of America and join. We'll see if they censor this video, if they just decide they're going to ban this video, because the little sheep tech individuals at the top that think they have a right to manipulate and control our freedom of speech, to control whether or not we're going to decide something is a good idea or not as free American citizens, they'll lose one way or another. And I hope it's not the hard way. I do. I told my son, I was talking to him this morning, I hope it's not. It isn't possible for we free people, patriots, to lose. And I want to tell a lot of people out there as we finish with these Marl Mountains, if this interests you, then make a comment. If it doesn't, make your argument. That's fine. That's what America is about. That's what the First Amendment is about. I'm fine for that. I don't understand everything as I should, but I do understand that the Second Amendment is not for hunting and it's not for sport. It is honestly in place to keep the balance of power there against a tyrannical government who is corrupt. And haven't they proven throughout 2016 election and before that they were? And since the Kennedy papers were released, which most people don't even realize, this year they were released, it should be clear, and it should break people's heart who were in love with John F. Kennedy, that he was assassinated by the CIA. Oh, we don't need to defend ourselves against a tyrannical government, people say? Don't be fooled. They began their bad decisions with the Native American Indian, which is why I've merged all of this, and why these artifacts and these people are applicable to every single thing that I'm talking about politically. So whether or not you have a nice weapon like this, which is not going to be all there is to it, but it's the balance of power. and them knowing that we're going to keep them honest. We employ them, we give them their money, we give them their salary. That's the way the Constitution of the United States works. We the people run the nation. Our representatives do what our will is, and the people vote. It is a republic, the Republic of the United States of America. So on behalf of the Second Amendment, this video went up. We'll see. We'll see. Sort of a test. What a great look at these Marl Mountains. Do hope everybody finds out there. And I hope you have a bunch of great weapons. Defend your family. Defend your nation. Be peaceful. Be honest. Be good. That's just my encouragement. And be well out there.